Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Yasharala, it's your brother Yaron with the Sutter Return located here in Chicago, and I want to start off by giving all praises, call halal to the Most High Power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles over at Great Millstone, who teach and rule well. Shalom to the Akim scattered throughout the four corners, preaching his word in truth and sincerity with discretion and discernment. And last but not least, shalom to the Akim, Aqua, and the children who might be tuning in also. Alright, so yeah, man, they ain't really kind of got no too many precepts put together. I probably got about 2 or 3 passages that I want to touch on, and other one, Ratazah, the Lord, to bring the rest of the precepts to mind. Alright, but I just wanted to touch on the salvation for the other nations because you got this idiot. I forgot buddy name, but the nigga said it's a downgrade to be a Hebrew Israelite, you know, and he was taught this by the seminary schools, him and Vocab Malone, them, man. So I just wanted to touch on this because, like, I find it hard researching through the scriptures for the Most High to save the people that's his ops, his opposition, his enemies, the adversary. All right, which are nations of people, different nations of people, human beings, or human in color. So Esau don't even count. So, without further ado, let me jump right into it. Lord willing, I don't want Radazah is edifying, man, and straight to the point, man. All right, so I'm gonna start from Matthew chapter 2 and verse 1. It say, now when Yahweh Shah was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born king of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. When Herod the king heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. So, mind you, King Herod was brought up in school, high school, college and shit with Herod, Shalakia, with Paul. When his name was Saul, King Herod went to school with Paul. All right. And he knew of the heritage and the culture because, man, the falling away hadn't came yet. We were still serving the Most High in order, for the most part, the Jews, Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. All right. So the Roman Empire set up the Herodian dynasty, and they took King Herod, which was an Edomite on his father's side. He was a full-blooded Edomite, and he was an Israelite. I believe he was a Jew on his mother's side. His mother was a Jew, which makes King Herod 100% Edomite because his father was an Edomite. All right, so it say he was troubled when he heard that the king of the Jews, Yahweh Shah, was being born. So he was scared, like, man, he might take my place. Whatever. So, and all Jerusalem was troubled with him. And I believe that goes into, like, remember how the wicked Pharisees was like, if this guy Yahweh Shai and his message gets out there, the Romans could take away our position and our money. So that's what I'm led to believe that this precept means when it says, and all Jerusalem with him. Everybody was troubled to hear that, Yahweh Shai was being born. Because they like, man, we've read Isaiah 63 and 65 and 66, so they kind of on edge too because of their wickedness, but then at the same time, they was afraid of him taking them out of power because they knew they was wicked. But it's and that's just me speaking as a man from, my research. But I'm going to go to verse 4. It say, and when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Hamashiach should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for it is written by the prophet, and thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, art not the least among the princes of Judah. For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people. So that's the prophecy, man. That out of Bethlehem, Judea, shall come a governor that shall rule my people, Israel. Okay? Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Okay, so we know that the Most High Yahweh's chosen people, is the nation of Israel. And it was prophesied that a governor was going to come out of the tribe of Judah, which is one of the 12 tribes out of the nation of Israel that's going to rule, the whole people, the whole 12 tribes. So, you know, the King Herod ain't like that, man. Verse 7 say, then Herod, when he had privately called the wise man and inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And when he sent them and said, go and search diligently for the young child, and when ye have found him, bring me word again that I may come and worship him also. All right, so he was lying. He say, man, check it out. He called them to the back like, when y'all find Shorty, man, let me know where he at, man, because I want to worship him and give him gifts and shit too. So it say, verse 9, when they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the young child was. So it was a chariot, man. The so-called UFO led these wise men directly above over where Yahushua was being born. All right, it say, when they saw the star, they rejoiced. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasure, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of Yahweh the Most High in the dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. So, hey, it was a hedge of protection around the baby Yahushua, man. Not to it was spiritual divine intervention. All right, that played a part in Yahushua not being murdered, because this nigga Herod. Let me read it, man. Let me read down son. Let me skip down. Verse 16, it say, then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise man. Then was fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, by Jeremy the prophet, saying, in Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not. Okay, so yeah, man, this nigga Herod, the so-called white man, self-proclaimed white man, these niggas put a hit out on Yahushua, and they couldn't get to him because it was a hedge of protection. So he like, fuck it, kill every little nigga baby. Because this guy was an Edomite. His mother was an Israelite, but he had that wicked blood of Esau protruding through his veins, man. So, his wickedness showed itself. He like, man, straight up, y'all niggas lied to me. Y'all said y'all was coming back. Y'all was going to let me know where that baby was at, and y'all didn't. So he was angry. And he said, put a hit out on every little nigga baby in Jerusalem and kill them all. And that's what they tried to do, but when you read up, verse 16, verse 13, as you can see, it talks about the flight to Egypt, where Yahushua and them got up out of that divine intervention, man, once again. And that's what we hoping for when the enemy comes in like a flood and sends these Edomites to come with the war, to make war against the saints. We're hoping that Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua lifts up that spiritual standard and makes a way for us to flee and duck our taco, or to, spiritual powers whoop their ass, disappear, fight back. Either way it go, we just don't want to die. But if it's our lot to be martyred, then call halal and Yahweh Hashem and Yahushua, we gonna take that. But if the Most High put the spirit on us to disappear, run, beat the shit out of them, get up out of there, then we hoping for that, man. So yeah, I read this and I said all this to say that the Edomite nation tried to kill Yahushua when he was born, to the point where they killed every Hebrew boy under 2 years old, man, in the land of Jerusalem, man. All right, so now let's jump to the book of Exodus, man, chapter 1 and verse 8. Now we're going to deal with another scenario which is very similar to that scenario I just read about Yahweh Shai. This is dealing with Moses in Egypt, man. It say Exodus chapter 1 and verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt which knew not Joseph. Yeah, because remember Joseph was in Egypt for like what a couple of years. I know it was a famine, and he brought his family there, and we was there for like 200 some years in peace. He was the prince of Egypt. He was the second in command. Joseph was the second in command over Egypt for a long time. All right, but it say now there arose a new king. There arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Yeah, because we increase and multiply greatly. Okay, so it say, come on, let us deal wisely with them. So now let's see. We just saw how King Herod sought to deal with his problem. He had a problem. He was the king in power underneath the Roman Empire, and he heard that Yahweh Shai was being born, and he believed in the prophecies, so he sought to slay Yahweh Shai. That was his wisdom. That was the smartest thing he knew to do, was to kill the baby. And that's what a beast does. He's irrational. He doesn't logically work things out. He just sheds blood or whatever the case may be. Graphic. All right, so now let's see how the Egyptians handled the same scenario. It say, come now, let us deal wisely with them. Let's see how the other nations use, what is their wisdom? How do they deal wisely? It say, least they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. So he like, yeah, man, they born too fast, they multiplying too fast, too much, they stronger than everybody, all right? We got to get them up out of the land. Verse 11, therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. So yeah, if you was ever watching the History Channel Ancient Aliens, and they had a whole fucking season talking about how the ancient aliens had to build the pyramids because there is no way that humans could build this type of what's the word, so-called monument, I guess, or a statue, or artifact, whatever you want to call the goddamn pyramids, man. They said that no humans could build this. But the scriptures tell you that the Israelites are stronger than all the other nations, and we are above all people, and we got the Most High inside of us, man. So we built the pyramids, we built treasure cities and shit. But let's fast forward. If you look at Egypt now, it's a desert wasteland that's been destroyed, and the Ottoman Turks chased out the ancient Egyptians to South Sudan. And now you see the Most High still jacking those Sudanese people up, those ancient Egyptians. They got feed the children commercials. They got little skinny ankles with fat ass stomachs and big ass watermelon heads and flies and boogers in their eyeballs. All right, because the Most High still jacking them up to this day. All right, so it say verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. So yeah, they was mad because they like, these niggas don't die, they just multiply. All right. They say, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. Yeah, that's the way that they did God's chosen people, the apple of his eye. Hardcore, rigorous, perpetual bondage. Because we was there in peace for like 200 some years, but then it was another 200 years. That's why the scriptures say they gonna go to the land where the enemy's gonna afflict them for 400 years. I believe that's what the angel told Abraham, man. So, verse 14, and made their lives bitter with hard bondage and mortar and brick and all manner of service in the field. So yeah, remember there's a universal law. What goes around comes around, man. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. He that leadeth in the captivity shall go into captivity. Here's the patience and the faith for the saints. So yeah, man, the same way they put us through bondage is the same way that these Egyptians is going to have to go through bondage again, man. All right. So it say, now we finna start getting to the point. Verse 15, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which The names of one was Sapphira, and the name of the other was Pua. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill it. Ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then shall ye live. So, okay, that's what the fucking Egyptian said. He told the Hebrew women, when y'all at the hospital delivering the babies, if it's a boy, kill him. If it's a woman, keep it. So, hey, what goes around comes around. We're going to kill all you Edomite men, and we're going to take your women and children and make them concubines and fucking servants. Okay? Verse 17. But the midwives feared Yahweh and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men and children alive. Yeah, because the Most High had alternate motives and alternate plans than the king of Egypt. He had plans for the first deliverer, which was Moses, to be born. All right, Moses had to deliver us out of the hand of Pharaoh, so he had to divinely intervene spiritually to save Moses, just like he did with Yahweh when he sent him into Egypt. All right, he had the midwives save the children, the men children. All right, verse 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered, and the midwives come in unto them. Therefore the Most High dealt with all the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. So instead of killing all the Egyptians, they was more fruitful and multiplied stronger, more. Verse 21, and it came to pass, because the midwives feared the Most High, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. So here they go again. They want to save and keep all of our female children. All right, so that they could take them and use them for sex slaves and for maids and servants and shit. But they want to kill all the men. All right, and they just don't know that our power is a man of war. All right, what goes around comes around. So yeah, man, I just wanted to bring out these two scenarios, how the Edomites tried to kill our Messiah, Hamashiach Yahushua, when he was born, and the Egyptians, the Hamites, the so-called Africans, tried to kill Moses when he was born. Okay? And now, what else I had, man? Let me see. Bear with me, man, right fast. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 6. Talking about Esau, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So, okay, here we have in these last and evil days where they're going to try to do this same shit again to you niggas who want to save them. You want to save and engraft these nations, especially Esau, who's been cut off from society, period. The Most High is going to cut this guy off from the utopian heavenly society after the millennium reign. There's going to be no more Esau. But you people want to save this nigga. And he tried to kill Yahushua when he was born. And ultimately he did kill Yahushua. The Roman Empire did nail Yahushua to the cross and stabbed him in the side and put a crown of thorns on his head. And said, behold, niggas, the king of you niggas, kings of the Jews. All right? You people want to get mad at, Emmett Till type of situations. And, they killed Martin Luther King and all this shit. But then you turn around and pray for these people to be engrafted into salvation with you in the New Jerusalem. And these people have tried to murder your Messiah, the peace offering that the Most High extended to you. They wanted to destroy that. And then the scripture's telling you in the last book of the Bible, Revelation chapter 13, that the Edomite nation is going to try to make war with the saints, man. All right, and he's going to have power and he's going to overcome them. A lot of brothers going to die, be martyred for this truth. You know, because that's the way the Most High set it up. But all you other 2/3 niggas who want to save the nations, man, you're going to die a grievous death, man. The lake of fire is waiting for you, man. All right? Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth in the captivity shall go into captivity. This the last book of the Bible. And you niggas is in captivity to this day. Matter of fact, all right, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8, man. It say, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So yeah, man, right now, 2022, March, whatever it is, you are in America, you are in captivity to this day, man. So, like I said, man, the scriptures tell you that, you know, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth in the captivity shall go into captivity. So this nigga Esau gotta pay, man. They packed us on ships to be separated and sold, and they destroyed us physically, mentally, to the soul. All right, jacked us all up, all the way around the board. And the scriptures is telling you that he that do that is going to get that done to him. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience in the faith of the saints. Didn't Herod kill thousands of Hebrew baby boys seeking after Yahushua? Didn't Pharaoh Ramses and them kill thousands of Hebrew, possibly millions of Hebrew boys seeking after to destroy Moses? Did not just read verse 7 that it said, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them? Okay, so this man is going to kill you. The dragon, man, Esau, the so-called white man, is going to kill you. And there is no salvation for him. All right? There's no salvation for him, man. Let me see what I wanted, man. Revelation 1 and 7. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also... Yeah, so Yahushua coming back with pure power on the chariots, and every eye shall see him. And they also, which pierced him. Yeah, man, so why is it making a distinction from every eye and then the eyes of the niggas who stabbed him in the side with the spear and the nails and the thorns and shit on the cross? It's making a distinction because he's coming back directly for their ass. All right, it says, and all kindreds of the earth shall will because of him, even so, amen. All right, now let me jump back to furthermore prove future prophecy. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63 and verse 1. Who is this? They're coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I, that's speaking righteousness, mighty to save. Yeah, that's Yahushua. He the one coming from the land of Edom from with dyed garments from Basra. Yeah, that's symbolized as the blood of the Edomites that he's going to have on him when he come back from America. Because it says that every eye shall see him, even they which pierced him. So he got a hit on them, man. He want his lick back. And he coming back, hey, for you Edomites, man. You know? And there is no salvation for you niggas, man. And if he's mighty to save, he's also mighty to destroy. If he got the power to save you, he got the jurisdiction to kill you. All right? I need to do another lesson called Yahushua the Grim Reaper. Because the scriptures tell you what it say. Revelation 14:16, and he that sat on the cloud thrust in. See, I just read that Yahweh Shai coming on a cloud. All right. It say, and he that sat on the cloud thrust in the sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. Yeah, man, because he going to separate the sheets from the goat and the tares from the wheat. So he's the grim reaper. He's coming back for the harvest. And hey, he looking for the wheat and the faggots, the bundles of sticks are going to be thrown into the fire, man. So Yahweh Shai is the grim reaper, man. He got that sickle. And he coming for you Edomites and 2/3 of you niggas, man. All right, and then I guess I'm going to end it on this. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, and verse 16. Least there be any fornicator or a profane person as Esau. Yeah, man, so the scriptures is telling you that there is not a more freakier person in the planet than this nigga Esau. That's why Job say, hey, I wouldn't even sit this nigga by the dogs of my flock. Because this nigga is a profane fornicator. He the most freakiest man in the world. Least there be any fornicator or a profane person as Esau, the so-called white man, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Yeah, he cried like a bitch, man, to receive some type of blessing from the Lord, that spiritual blessing that we got, to inherit the universe, to inherit the planets, all right, to have subjects pay tributary, to be a ruling God over these mere mortals for eternity underneath Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's a hell of a blessing. And Esau knew about this, and he said, no, where's that motherfucking medium rare steak? Give me a piece of that medium rare steak, and I'll be Gucci. And that's what he did. And the Most High, like, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to let you, run the planet for a couple of thousand years. You can fuck it up. But I'm going to kill you, though, and exterminate you. But I'm going to be fair and give you a little bit. So, the Most High do what he want. This is his movie, man. You can't talk and say, why did the author write the book that way? Well, hey, you just better be lucky you on the right-hand side understanding the doctrine, and hope to be a part of the number that's going to be saved. But it say, yeah, Esau, the so-called white man, had no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. You sold out. You was born first. All you had to do was just not sell your birthright for the meat, and but the Most High see, the thing is, there are no multiverses. There is no alternate universe where some shit might have happened another kind of way. No, this was going to play out the way Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai wanted it to play out. And it is what it is, man. You going to get with it or your ass going to get tossed into outer darkness. Okay, so there is no salvation for no other nation except for Israel. And especially the Edomites, they going into captivity. And I know I was talking about the South Sudanese, the Egyptians. All right, but it say, let me see, man. What's that? I believe it's Exodus 11:7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And it reads, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his son. Salakia. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord Yahweh doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Yeah, so the Most High is calling these other nations dogs, man, heathens. All right, they have ever been reputed as nothing, man. All right, they have no inheritance with Israel, man. They are the inheritance. All right. The book of Psalms, the Most High told Yahweh Shai, ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. And the scriptures tell you that if we continue on in the faith, that we would be joint heirs with Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So the same inheritance that he's getting, he's giving it to us. The Most High is giving it to us. So the heathen will be our inheritance too. So, hey, it's a big difference between the Egyptians and the Israelites, man. You niggas eat dookie cakes and crazy shit and wash up in urine and cow dung and shit. No, for we not fucking around. All right, with you heathen nations, man. Ain't nothing shaking, man. All right. All right. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also. Yeah. Y'all, because y'all say, y'all went on, y'all niggas say y'all got the motherfucking Salaki, not motherfucking, but y'all niggas say y'all got the Ark of the Covenant. And y'all say King David cracked Queen Sheba. And now you niggas is Israelites. But the scriptures tell you, can the Ethiopian change his skin? No. You dookie cake eating ass niggas are forever cut off, and you shall be slain by the sword of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Period. Straight up. So you Hamitic, so-called African nations, you Edomite nations, France, Paris, Russia, Germany, there is no place of repentance found for you niggas, man. All you gonna get, matter of fact, I'm gonna end it on this. This the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 15, man. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. So how is Paul going to come in the New Testament and save these nations when the Most High spoke through the prophet Obadiah and said that the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen? You niggas have to rightly divide the word. And you're not doing it because the spirit of truth is not dealing with you, man. You have no comforter here. You're just a nigga wandering around aimlessly in Babylon, hoping in a white man named Jesus to save you and your enemies together. It's not going to happen. You're going to die at the hands of your enemies, thermonuclear fire, from Russia and the other nations. So I hope this lesson was edifying and straight to the point, man. Until the next time, I'm going to bid y'all a shalom. Call hello.